A Night with the Jinn, a true story of possession. In the remote deserts of Morocco, a small village rested at the edge of a vast, seemingly endless expanse of sand. This village, though picturesque by day, became a realm of whispered stories and cautionary tales as the sun dipped below the horizon. Among the many legends, one story stood out, a chilling tale of a man named Tariq and his night with the Jinn. The Forbidden Grove. Tariq, a curious young man, was known for his adventurous spirit in defiance of superstition. The elders often warned him about the Iraq Grove, a patch of ancient, gnarled trees said to be the dwelling of Jinn. Never wander there after dark, they would say, their eyes filled with fear. Tariq, however, laughed at their warnings, dismissing them as mere folklore. One fateful evening, driven by boredom and a desire to prove his courage, Tariq ventured into the grove. The air was unnaturally still as he approached, the usual sounds of the desert, chirping insects and rustling leaves, conspicuously absent. The encounter. As he stepped into the grove, the atmosphere shifted. The temperature dropped sharply, and a strange, guttural whisper echoed through the trees. Tariq froze, his bravado wavering. He called out, his voice trembling slightly, "Who's there?" A figure emerged from the shadows, a tall, translucent being with eyes that glowed like embers. Its form flickered, as though caught between this world and another. The Jinn spoke in a voice that was both melodic and menacing, its words incomprehensible yet dripping with power. Tariq felt his legs give way, collapsing to the ground as the creature circled him. The possession. Tariq's mind became a battlefield as the Jinn invaded his consciousness. His memories flashed before him, distorted and fragmented. He felt an overwhelming surge of emotions, rage, sorrow, and terror, as if the Jinn was feeding on his soul. His body convulsed violently, and a sinister laughter echoed in his head. Villagers later described hearing screams from the grove that night, though none dared to investigate. When Tariq finally stumbled back into the village at dawn, his once vibrant eyes were dull, and his skin was ashen. The aftermath. For weeks, Tariq was a shell of his former self. He spoke in tongues, his voice changing from a deep growl to a childlike whisper. Objects would move on their own in his presence, and shadows danced unnaturally on the walls. The villagers called upon a renowned exorcist, a man who had dedicated his life to combating the unseen. The exorcist arrived, carrying ancient texts and sacred relics. The ritual lasted 3 days and nights, the air thick with chants and incense. Tariq writhed and screamed as if a fire burned within him. On the final night, the Jinn's voice bellowed, he trespassed where he was not welcome, before a deafening silence enveloped the room. Tariq was freed, but he was never the same. He avoided the grove and warned others to respect the boundaries between their world and the world of the Jinn. The lesson. To this day, the villagers tell Tariq's story as a warning. The Iraq Grove remains untouched, its dark allure a reminder of the unseen forces that dwell among us. Some places are not meant for the living, they say, their voices trembling with reverence and fear. For those who hear this tale, remember, curiosity may lead you to wonders, but it may also lead you to horrors beyond imagining.